My name is Sarah, and I never expected one simple phone call to change everything in my life. It happened on a quiet Sunday evening, the kind of evening where nothing should have gone wrong. I had just come home from a long training shift. My uniform still smelled like dust and metal, and my shoulders were aching, but I didn't even care. I was excited because I had been waiting for this call all day. The call wasn't from my friends, not from my mom, not from anyone ordinary. The call was from a restricted military line. The kind of line you don't ignore. The kind of line you answer even if your hands are shaking. I stepped into the living room quietly. My mom was in the kitchen laughing with her new boyfriend, Mark. He had moved in only 3 weeks ago, but somehow he acted like he owned the place. He cleaned nothing, paid for nothing, and bossed everyone around like he was some big hero. He always bragged, "I was almost in the army. I could have been a general. I nearly got recruited by special forces." Nearly, almost, could have, those were his favorite words. The truth was simple: he had never served a single day. Still, he tried to act like he knew everything about the military, and he hated that I was actually in it. Every time I walked in wearing my uniform, he smirked like I was pretending. Every time I spoke about training, he made a joke. Every time I saluted or checked my gear, he rolled his eyes. But tonight he went way too far. My phone buzzed in my hand, 3 short vibrations. My heart jumped. That was the exact signal for priority communication. I stepped into the hallway and answered quickly. "Hello, this is Specialist Sarah Vance reporting." A voice spoke, firm and official. "Specialist Vance, stand by. We may need you to confirm coordinates for General Vance." General Vance, my father. A man Mark had no idea existed. He wasn't in my life much, but I respected him, and whenever a call came connected to him, I knew it was important. But before I could respond, something unbelievable happened. Suddenly, a hand ripped the phone out of my grip. "What the?" I spun around. Mark stood there, face red with anger. "What did I tell you about taking calls during dinner?" he snapped. I stared at him in disbelief. "Give it back, right now." But Mark only laughed. "Oh look, Miss Soldier Girl is giving orders again. Who are you pretending to talk to this time? The Air Force? The CIA? The King of England?" He waved my phone in the air like it was a toy. "Quit messing around," he shouted. "I'm speaking to you." I froze, my stomach twisted. He had no idea how big of a mistake he had just made. "Mark," I said quietly, "hand me the phone. That call is classified." "Oh, please." He said, "You think I'm stupid? You're faking these calls to feel important. Let me show you how real soldiers talk." And before I could stop him, he lifted the phone to his ear. I watched it happen in slow motion, like time was stretching itself out. He puffed up his chest, he leaned forward, he opened his mouth to yell. "Hello, who is this?" he barked. "If you're trying to play prank calls," and then he stopped. Everything about him went still. His posture, his jaw, even the color in his face seemed to drain away, because the voice on the other end said, loud and clear, "This is the President. Return General Vance to the line immediately." Silence. Mark didn't breathe, he didn't blink, he didn't move. He looked like someone had unplugged his soul. My mom stepped out of the kitchen at that exact moment. "What's going on?" she asked. Mark turned to her slowly, eyes wide, hands shaking. Then, the phone slipped from his hand and hit the floor. He stumbled backward like he had seen a ghost. I picked up the phone quickly. "Sir, Specialist Vance here. Apologies for the interruption." The voice replied calmly. "Understood, we will reconnect shortly. Maintain readiness." The line went dead. I stood up slowly. The room was silent. Mark's mouth opened and closed like he couldn't form words. "PP President?" he stuttered. "As in the real, the actual?" "Yes," I said. "The real one." My mom looked between us, confused and pale. Mark swallowed hard, sweating suddenly. "You didn't tell me, you didn't say that your father was, I didn't know." "You didn't ask," I replied. He took another step back, like I was dangerous. I thought you were pretending. You thought wrong." He stared at my uniform like it had transformed into something he couldn't understand. And for the first time since he entered our house, he shut his mouth. But the moment wasn't over, because Mark wasn't just shocked. He was terrified. He kept whispering. "Oh my God," I yelled at the President. I looked him straight in the eyes. No, I said calmly. You yelled at a classified military line, and you grabbed a phone that wasn't yours, and you interfered with communication connected to a general during an active operation. Mark's knees buckled. Am I going to jail? I didn't answer. I didn't have to. The fear on his face told me everything. And that was the exact moment I realized. This man, this loud, bossy, fake soldier, had finally been exposed. Not by me, not by my mother, but by his own mouth. And the night wasn't even close to being over, because the next call coming through would change everything for our family. Mark stood in the middle of the living room like a statue. His face was pale and his hands were still shaking. For the first time since he moved into our house, he wasn't shouting. He wasn't telling anyone what to do. He wasn't pretending to be tough. He was scared. My mom walked toward him slowly. Mark, what happened? She asked. He didn't answer immediately. His eyes kept jumping between me, my uniform, and the phone in my hand as if he was seeing everything. For the first time, then finally in a broken voice he said, I think I yelled at the president. Mom's eyes widened. What? Mark swallowed hard. He said he was the president and he wanted General Vance on the line. I didn't know your daughter. He pointed at me with a shaking finger. Was connected to people like that. My mom turned to me, confused and shocked. Sarah, what's he talking about? I took a deep breath. Mom, I told you I work in communications support, and I told you Dad still serves. But you never asked more. Mom blinked, then whispered, I didn't know it was this serious. Mark sat down on the couch like his knees gave up. He covered his face with both hands and groaned. Oh God, I messed up something huge. I didn't say anything. It wasn't my job to comfort him. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed again. A loud buzz, long, sharp. The kind of buzz that meant, high priority, answer immediately. I picked it up quickly. Specialist Vance reporting, I said. The same official voice answered. Specialist, secure yourself. General Vance is requesting your presence on a video call. Stand by. Mark heard every word. His head shot up like someone pulled a string attached to his neck. A video call? With a general? He whispered. My mom looked at him sharply. Mark, don't talk. The phone clicked and a new screen popped up. The video call connected. And suddenly, my father appeared on the screen. He was wearing his full uniform. Behind him were maps, screens, and a wall of glowing signals. It was clearly a command room. Not a simple one, an important one. My father's voice was calm but strong. Sarah, I straightened instinctively. Sir. His eyes softened slightly. Are you all right? Yes, sir, there was a situation. His expression changed just a little, not surprised, not shocked, just disappointed. I heard someone else took the phone from you. Mark's heart stopped. He froze in place. Yes, sir, I said. Mom's boyfriend. He believed the call was a joke. My father took a slow breath. Put him in view. I turned the phone toward Mark. Mark squeaked like a scared mouse. Hello, sir, General, sir, My father cut him off instantly. You interrupted a classified communication line, he said in a calm, deadly voice. That is a federal offense. Mark's face turned the color of cold milk. I didn't know, I swear I didn't know, he cried. She didn't tell me, I thought she was pretending, I thought the call was fake, and you grabbed the phone from a soldier's hand, my father continued. That is physical interference with military communication. Mark looked like he might faint. My mother stood behind him, arms crossed tightly, anger rising in her eyes now that she understood what he had actually done. General Vance, she said, stepping forward. I had no idea he touched her or took the phone. My father nodded politely to her. I understand, ma'am, but this man needs to hear something very clearly. He leaned closer to the camera. You do not touch a soldier's equipment. You do not interfere with military communication. Ever. Mark lifted both hands like he was under arrest. I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I swear. You won't get the chance to, my father replied. Mark's eyes grew huge. What does that mean? Am I going to jail? Dad didn't answer that directly. Instead, he looked at me again. Sarah, step outside for a moment. I need to speak with your mother alone. Mark's soul left his body. My mother nodded silently. I stepped out onto the porch. The night air was cold, and my hands were still tense from everything that happened. Through The window, I could see their silhouettes talking. My father's face was serious. My mother kept nodding. Mark kept raising his hands like he was trying to defend himself from words. After almost 10 minutes, the door opened. "Sarah," Mom said softly, "come in." I stepped inside. Mark was standing. With his bags packed, his face was wet, maybe sweat, maybe tears, and he wouldn't look at me. Mom crossed her arms. "He's leaving," she said. Mark opened his mouth. "Sarah, I just want to say," I waited. He swallowed hard. "I'm sorry, I didn't respect you. I shouldn't have touched your phone. I shouldn't have yelled. I shouldn't have acted like I knew everything. I was wrong." I didn't respond. He looked at me one last time. "Your father said something to me, something I'll remember forever." I raised an eyebrow. "What did he say?" Mark spoke in a small voice. "He said, 'Real soldiers don't shout to prove they're strong. They protect the people who can't protect themselves.'" Mark looked at my uniform one last time. Then he picked up his backpack, walked out the door, and disappeared into the night. The house was finally quiet. My mom hugged me. Suddenly, tightly. "Sarah," she whispered, "I'm so proud of you, and I'm sorry I ever let him talk down to you." I hugged her back. "It's okay, Mom." A soft ding came from my phone, a message from Dad. "Proud of you too. Stay ready, more orders coming soon." I smiled. Tonight had been chaos, unexpected, messy, loud. But in the end, the truth had come out. Mark wasn't a hero. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't strong. He was just a loud man hiding behind big words until a real voice, the president himself, exposed him. And now he was gone. The house felt lighter, safer, peaceful. But I knew something else too. This wasn't the end of the story. Because whatever orders were coming next, my life was about to change again.